Hello and welcome to another Route 66 day. We're just moving right along the highway, right down the Bible, the 66 books of the Bible. We're in 1 Kings. We're going to look at 1 Kings chapter 10 and 11 in our journey through the Bible. And we're looking at the end of the reign of Solomon. He's already built the temple, and things are going along pretty good, but it doesn't always end up really well. Chapter 10 is a neat story. It's about a visit from somebody that had heard about Solomon and his wisdom and all the other things. Queen of Sheba. Sheba is probably maybe down into Africa. And she visits Solomon with gifts to test his wisdom. And she is amazed by his knowledge, his wealth, and the glory of his kingdom. It is just the heyday of the nation of Israel. And she actually praises God for blessing Solomon and Israel. It's kind of cool. The testimony of a godly man. The chapter also describes Solomon's immense wealth, his gold, his trade that he did with other countries, the chariots, the ships that he sent away to get other things. It was crazy. Earthly success is what Solomon had. And we're going to find out in chapter 11 that just because you're successful on the outside doesn't mean you're successful on the inside. Despite all of his wisdom, we find out that Solomon turns away from God. God blessed him, and instead of appreciating it, now we're talking about 40 years, so it's a while, okay? It's like a kid in his 20s, then all the way up, and how is he in his 60s? He turns his heart from God. Actually, his wives, he married many wives, probably to strengthen his bartering, to strengthen his kingdom with other countries. He married their daughters, and he had hundreds of these marriages. They began to lead him into idolatry. God becomes angry, promises that he will tear the kingdom away from Solomon's descendants. And enemies begin to rise up toward the tail end of Solomon's reign from all over. The once great reign of Solomon begins to frazzle and frizzle and wear away because of his disobedience, because he pulled in other gods who were not gods, worshiped them, and neglected the true God. It is easy to turn. So just a couple of lessons. Wisdom. Wisdom and blessing are meant to glorify God. You know, sometimes God gives people a better measure of something more than others. Wisdom, strength, abilities. Why? So that we can honor God, help others. It's not for ourselves. We shouldn't take pats on the back. We shouldn't brag. We should realize that everything that is given to me is given to me by God. And that includes the wisdom and all these other things. It should help us lead well when we reflect the glory of God and we're grateful. But instead, Solomon began to let it turn. And that's the actually second lesson that we can learn. Nobody is above temptation. Even the great Solomon, all the blessings that God had given him, he allowed his heart to be turned. Guard your heart, your passions, your desires, what you want on the inside. It is easy to let the people that you care about and love lead you away from God. God still needs to be number one. I love my wife. I love my children. But God is number one. If I had to make a choice, and my wife would do the same, I would choose God over anybody. And I think we need to continue to maintain that commitment. So these are two good chapters. Great chapter about what God can do for us, and the second chapter of what we can do to ourselves. So God bless you as you read this chapter.